When I think about the power of journalism, I think of how we've shifted from a lecture to a conversation.
Well, the power of journalism is the ability to change things.
Journalism is an incredible force in making things right.
Journalism is and always has been an extremely powerful catalyst for change.
Every piece we saw made a change. And so that's amazing power.
My long-term view is that democracy depends on a strong press.
There's always going to be this natural conflict between government thinking it knows better and keeping things from us.
You have to discover the ability to find the kind of answers that are hidden and hidden quite deep.
What's really important, I know we're all caught up in the technologies and the business models, but let's not lose track that it always comes back to the story.
With so much information available to people, the role of the person who can analyze and assess and qualify and verify information, I think is more important than ever.
I truly believe that journalists are standard bearers for a certain kind of integrity around storytelling.
It is so refreshing to see the kind of tenacity and resources and ethics that goes into this kind of storytelling.
It's very heartening to me to see many different journalists take difficult and complex subjects and make them relatable for people.
It is the reporting that makes the difference. It doesn't matter who came forward with the information, but what you do with that information is the important thing.
We were blown away by how many good stories there are that people are doing in places maybe we've never even heard of.
They're out there describing how this town is rising up, and I'm thinking to myself, well, look how this paper is rising up. I mean, look how this paper is pulling together to cover this story in their own way.
It spoke to the tremendous transporting quality of photography.
That still image has that power to embed those memories into our brains.
There's good stuff happening out there, and the public is well served.
If journalists are not taking no for an answer and really hunting down stories like this, then our future is in good hands.
We've still got it, baby. Nothing really changes in terms of the power of the press.
That's the power of love.
The Scripps Howard Foundation is proud to honor excellence in editorial writing with the Walker Stone Award. The winner, Kathleen Kingsbury, the Boston Globe, for service not included. That $4.99 buffet is a real deal for diners and a profitable deal for the franchise owner. But it's a raw deal for the restaurant workers who make it possible by working long hours for little pay. Just ask Kathleen Kingsbury, Deputy Managing Editor for the Boston Globe's editorial section. To illustrate the effects of income inequality on individual lives and the national economy, she conducted a year-long investigation into the restaurant industry, a sector that employs 10% of Americans, has a poverty rate 3 times higher than any other industry, and where 7 out of the 10 lowest-paying jobs in America reside. She found while more time-starved Americans are eating out, they're more concerned about how menu items came to be. Are the greens organic? Were the cows grass-fed? Than how the employees who prepared and served their food are treated. In a series of editorials, Kingsbury detailed the challenges food service workers routinely face: wages so low they qualify for food stamps, minimal job security, few organizing rights, the risk of wage theft, and even human trafficking. Her solutions-oriented work urges government officials and everyone who patronizes a restaurant with unfair labor practices to put down their forks and stop looking the other way. Boston lawmakers responded with a wage theft ordinance that prevents restaurants and businesses from renewing permits if they have stolen their workers' wages by withholding tips, failing to pay overtime, doctoring time cards, or other abuses. And the National Labor Relations Board has given restaurant employees who work for franchises the same rights as all workers. Still, the nation's 13 million restaurant workers are far from achieving income equality, which is why Kingsbury suggests diners everywhere tip in cash, patronize responsible restaurants, and push for higher wages and workers' rights.
This was an underreported story, that the writer did wonderful investigative work. It was empathetic.
And she didn't just outline what the legislature could do to have an impact on this. She had practical steps that every citizen could take to better the lives of restaurant workers.
And the writing was beautiful and the reporting was impressive. So we were just blown away by this particular entry.